Tom, we hear a lot about the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, which is the acronym FCPA. What is it? Why do companies even need to worry about it?
Sure. The FCPA was the first international anti-corruption, anti-bribery law literally in the world. It was passed in 1977 within the Carter administration, and it was a response to U.S. corporations engaging in bribery and corruption outside of the United States, to the point where it was so public they were taking tax deductions for it. And a gentleman named Stanley Sporkin didn't think this was right, so he was largely the godfather and author of the FCPA. It served as a model for literally the rest of the world, and the rest of the world caught up around the first part of this century. And since that time, many other countries have passed their own anti-corruption laws: United Kingdom, France, Germany, Brazil, India, you name the country, they've got an anti-corruption law. What the FCPA prevents, David, is U.S. companies from engaging in bribery and corruption outside the United States. So the recent Supreme Court case around bribery and corruption or gratuities doesn't apply to the FCPA because that was a domestic law, and this is an international focus. So if you do business outside the United States, you're covered in some way, shape, and form by the FCPA.
Tom, just to follow up on that, I actually am old enough to remember when the law was passed. I'm a little bit older than you, I think. And there was a projection that this would make the United States uncompetitive with other countries that allowed paying bribes. Did that actually turn out to be true?
You know, David, not only did that turn out not to be correct, but the entire storyline got flipped, because the OECD and other international organizations saw the power of preventing corruption at the local level outside the United States. And the world loses $3 trillion each year to bribery and corruption. So it's a huge economic problem. And the OECD put pressure on these other countries to put substantive laws in place. So, for instance, in 2010, the United Kingdom passed what they call their Bribery Act. That was their first bribery act since 1909. And as I mentioned, France, Brazil, Germany, most other Western countries have passed laws. And those, instead of this being a business deficiency or causing the U.S. to lose business, it's actually gone the other way. And many U.S. companies now are seen as prime providers of services because they do not pay bribes, and the money that they spend in a country goes to that country, not to line the pocketbooks of politicians.